What's up, Podcast Land? Episode 116 featuring Awake in Providence is brought to you by Silence and Solitude. Based out of southern New Jersey, Silence and Solitude is a metalcore quintet that consists of Shane Roxas, Colby Hempel, Cody Mitchell, Alexander Coates, and Justin Pomper. The band formed in early 2015 and made their debut in September of the following year, having spent the previous year writing and recording. And what did that lead to? Well, their debut album, Resurgence, which came out December 2016, and it debuted at number 20 on the iTunes Metal charts. They have released music videos for their singles Suffering, Deceiver, and for their cover of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. But, I mean, don't take my word for it that it's awesome. Don't take the band's word for it that it's awesome. How about New Transcendence? They said that Resurgence is a must-listen for 2016, without a doubt, especially for fans of metal and its subgenres. If you're looking for something that is emotionally powerful, but not too whiny, aggressive, but not hate-filled, and will stand the test of time, this is the album you've been searching for. For more information, visit www.silenceandsolitude.com. Episode 116 is also brought to you by Old Self. Based out of Toms River, New Jersey, Old Self fleshes out ambient rock melodies with poetic arrangements while using people's stories as the concepts and lyricism for their songs. They help bring people's dark thoughts to the public in a very unique manner. Their hope is to reach out to not only their fan base, but to everyone they come across with in a therapeutic way. Recently pairing up with the nonprofit organization A Voice for the Innocent, they are working on furthering their outreach in hopes that they can help as many people as they can in a positive way through music. For more information, they're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under Old Self Official. Episode 116 is also brought to you by 627. Imagine the Foo Fighters and Muse stuffed in an underground studio during the nuclear holocaust with nothing but Weezer and Radiohead albums to session. That's 627, delivering the attitude of the underdog and the punch of a champion. 627's chunky guitar riffs, charismatic vocals, and emotional solos are the most beautiful ass-whooping your ears have ever taken. For more information, hit up dub7records.com. That's dub7records.com. Like them on Facebook, facebook.com/SIXTWOSEVEN, the number 627. So 627. And last but not least, the Behind the Barricade Podcast is sponsored by the Golden Hearts Festival that we're actually a sponsor of. It's taking place August 9th and 10th at the Gramercy Theater in New York City. It is a new festival that promotes the best New York City and New Jersey local bands. 2 days, awesome bands. Come on out. Tickets are only $16 for each date. Come on out, show your support for this new festival, and support the local scene if you're in the area. If you're not in the area, take a plane, train, automobile, doesn't matter. It's going down August 9th and 10th, Gramercy Theater, East 23rd Street, New York City. And that's about it. Today features myself with Awake in Providence, and this shit starts now.
From out of the wasteland of generic podcasts and radio shows, one has emerged. It prides itself on having conversations with the most talented musicians from all over the world. If you like a boring question and answer interview, this isn't for you. If you want deep conversations about anything and everything, you've come to the right place. Your new favorite show starts now, and its name is Behind the Barricade.
Okay, I think we got it.
There it is.
Nice.
I was using I just realized I didn't have the actual app downloaded. I was using Skype Online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just downloaded it now.
Yeah, God forbid they make this shit easy.
Yeah, no, right?
Oh my God. If it's not whatever app you use, you can't use it online, but you can use it on the app, and then if you use it in the app, you have to update it 5,000 times, you have to restart your computer, and it's a whole fucking process, but it's the only thing that fucking works for us, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's crazy because I have never, ever used Skype before.
Really?
Ever.
Wow.
I've been a FaceTime person for all my life. All my life of having FaceTime, I should say.
Okay. Yeah, if we were able to actually, record the, I guess, audio and video from FaceTime, we would definitely use it, but I think Skype is the only one that actually works. And there's actually a product called Zoom where I want to say I think it records up to like 45 minutes, but that's always hit or miss. So
I only know of I think there's actually a microphone that has like this really weird shaped cone that uses that was called Zoom. Like that's the only thing I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a microphone, but it's also a service. If you go to like zoom.us, it pops up and it'll show you like different options and stuff like that. But I think it was like a unlimited calling for, I want to say it was like 50 or something ridiculous a month. I was like, I am not doing that shit.
Yeah, man, like you do Skype for free. Like,
yeah, and we just have to annoy each other with like 3 different occasions, but we're here now, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. So you guys are in New York?
Yeah, it's me and our drummer Anthony here.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Ant?
Where are you from?
Just across the pond. I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, look at that. Because I think Stephanie was originally saying, she was asking if we could get together in the city or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I mean, like, because she didn't tell me where you were from. I was like, well, we're in Staten Island, so we're like literally cousins at that point.
Yeah, basically, that was an easy, subway ride for both of us to meet up, maybe in Manhattan or Brooklyn, wherever. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be in Brooklyn on Monday, so if this didn't work out, I've been like, all right, you know what, just meet me in fucking Williamsburg.
Yeah, there it is. That was in the next option for sure.
Yeah. I don't know what I like better. I do enjoy like the in-person interviews better, but there's something about online, like, I could just be at home, not have to worry about subways and what time the trains are running, what's blocked off, what's closed down.
Yeah.
It's always a pain in the ass.
That's 100% true, especially with public transportation anywhere. It's always it's a huge fucking mess.
Yeah, especially with New York, with the last couple of months, especially with New Jersey Transit going into New York. Holy shit, that's a fucking nightmare and a half.
I think the most New Jersey Transit I've ever done in my entire life, I took the PATH train like twice.
Yes, I frequent the PATH train.
Yeah, that was literally like I used to hang out with we used to have a third guitar player that used to live in Jersey, and the only way I could get to his house, because this was before I started driving, I had to come from Staten Island, just take the ferry, take the train, get to the PATH train, take the train from there to his house, walk a couple of blocks, then he would pick me up. And then I'll have to do the whole thing back home. Like it was a mess.
Oh my God.
Needless to say, I only did it like twice.
Needless to say, he's no longer in the band.
Exactly.
Imagine if you just kicked him up and be like, bro, you live in New Jersey. We're all in Staten Island. Fuck you, man. Sorry. It's not going to work out.
It's too much. You're out your mind.
Yeah, but even still, like New Jersey and Staten Island, it's just literally one bridge away. Like I can meet you in Bayonne, which are you close to the Bayonne Bridge or Staten Island Bridge?
We're closer to the outer bridge, actually.
Okay. All right. So it's still a little bit of a hike, but.
Yeah, it's even still though, as small as Staten Island is, we're pretty much close to the Bayonne Bridge.
Okay. Yeah. So I actually used to work at the OTB in Bayonne. It's called Winners. I don't know if you are into horse racing at all, but.
I'm not, but I do know what you're talking about though.
Okay. Yeah. I actually used to work there about maybe 3 years ago. So it was. Trying to drive to there is a pain in the ass, and coming back from out there, it sucks also. So,
isn't that place on was it Morningstar, I think, or something like that?
I'm trying to think. I know there was like a whole bunch of like developments like being built in the area, and I think there was like a Wendy's and like a Burger King, and there's like a huge strip mall like right next to it.
Yeah. Because that sounds super familiar. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. I know, like I can picture where it is, but I can't picture this. I can't put a street name to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, it was off of a main road, which I'm guessing was like maybe 440. I'm not too sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, probably like Forest or something like that.
Yeah. Wow, we are basically talking in code here to like someone that's listening to like in like Nebraska or California. Like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Absolutely no idea. It's like, what is a 440 and why do I need to know about this?
New Jersey Transit. That was that weird bus crash thing, right? Well, yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, just straight up confusing people out somewhere else completely.
Yeah, well, let's talk about New York City. Let's talk about AWIP in Providence.
For sure.
Hell yeah. So you guys have been around for, what, the past 7 years, right? You guys started in 2010?
Yeah, we started in 2010. We didn't really start to pick up seriously until about like 2012.
Okay.
That's when we kind of realized like maybe we should maybe we should be a band for real. Like, I guess like from about 2000 late, we started it in, I started the band, I should say, in late 2010, like November, I think it was, or something like that, like early October or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we went into my friend's basement home studio. We recorded 3 songs, and then like kind of just rode off that until 2012, where we were like, yo, let's actually do something for real this time. And then that's when we recorded our EP, Serpents. And then from there, we kind of just started to really kind of pick up, play more shows, we actually got out of state. We did like a whole bunch of stuff, and it's always been just a constant thing since 2012, but the band was established as Awake in Providence was a thing and was created in 2010.
Okay, which is kind of interesting that you went the recording route first instead of like playing a few shows and just, I guess, gauging an audience reaction. What was the mindset behind all that?
I mean, like I was before I did Awake in Providence, I personally was in I was in 11 bands.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. I did 11 bands. Awake in Providence. Well, I should say 10. Awake in Providence was my 11th. And I guess through the years of doing that, it was like a trial and error kind of thing. And I realized, okay, this didn't work, that didn't work, this didn't work, that didn't work. Let me try it differently this time. So we decided we pre-pro'd some stuff in my old house, which was hysterical because I didn't really have an actual recording setup. I just had I had the front input on my computer. And
wow.
Like a distortion pedal and like a SM58, and I used to like it was the most awkward thing ever. Like our old vocalist, I had a small walk-in closet, so he would go into the walk-in closet with like a 6-foot headphone adapter.
Yeah.
And he would put that on, and like we would just be tracking into Audacity, and then we did the pre-pros that way, and I had the connection from a previous band that I was in. He was so I had our old drummer from that previous band. He recorded our demos, and we were like, yo, let's just do that first, because the band right before Awake in Providence that I was in was a little more established, and they kind of knew what they were doing. So I kind of picked up a lot of stuff from them, and that was one of the things that they were really big on, which was recording first, getting it out there, and then really making it then kind of like turning that into playing shows, because at that point, people heard you, so now they want to see you. That was the kind of idea that I got. That's where it came from.
Okay, that's a smart way of looking at things.
Yeah, it's definitely different for sure, because I've seen it the other way, and the part of it that kills me is like, because it happens now, and I'm sure Anthony can attest to this, where like, you go to a show, you see a band, and it's just like, you guys are sick, where can I hear your music? And it's just like, oh well, you can't.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's just well damn, like, well, when are you guys gonna do that? Oh, we'll do it. It's coming soon. Like that's my, like Anthony could tell you, like, that's easily my most hated phrase.
Yeah.
Coming soon is not the phrase to use.
Yeah, really. Yeah, there's nothing worse than be like, yeah, you could go to our YouTube page and we have live recordings, but you can't make out any of the songs. It's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, you can't understand one note we're playing, but trust me, it's there.
Yeah.
The song is there somewhere.
Remember what you just heard? Now just picture that, now rewatching it live on our YouTube. There you go.
For really bad quality, cell phone quality.
Exactly. Yeah, and the style of music you play, you really can't just put out a rough demo, because there's a lot of intricate parts to it. It's not like a pop punk band where you can get away with like 3 chords and just be like, okay, here's what we got. This is more or less what it sounds like.
Yeah. Back when we did our demo, even when we did our demo, it was way more. I guess for what it was like super polished for like I think we did the whole thing for like $200. It was like full live recording of 3 songs for $250, I think, like flat, no nothing extra, nothing crazy.
That included like the mixing and the mastering and everything.
Everything we did, everything for $150. Yeah, cause it was. I guess when I look at it now, it was a good friend of mine, and me and him, we were in a band together, and then past that, we just became really good friends. So he was willing to do us a favor. Plus, he just started really kind of like. He just started working outside of his house, so he to kind of like, I guess, get used to the space that he was working in, and I was working with him because I was I was an aspiring audio engineer at the time. So I kind of worked with him and did some of the work as well. So we kind of did the whole thing for like super, super cheap. But it's still funny enough, like it still exists somewhere on the internet. Like we don't have it posted anywhere, but I've found it multiple different times. And listening to it is bittersweet because I'm like, wow, this is really cool to hear. But then it's just like, this is really, really terrible. Yeah, it's like it was an entirely different band back then in comparison to what we're doing now. Because I don't have formal musical training, so I don't know theory. I don't really know notes. I don't really know how to, like, I guess you could say I don't know how to properly write music. So back then I was really into metalcore and stuff. So it was just like we decided to change our sound at like the last second, and it was just like, okay, well, DeAndre, you have to write some deathcore now. And I was like, I don't know how the fuck to do that. So what it was is, you know, what it became. So that's kind of like the circumstance with the whole recording situation back then. It was just like we were able to get away with it with what we were playing. You know, like if we did it now, it would be in a whole different world, and it would be not a good move.
Yeah. Now I hear you there. So now, do you have any more training with it, or is it just, okay, you know what, let me play this groove, now you take it over from there? Or do you actually know, okay, here's a C, we're going to play a E7 diminished or some shit like that?
You straight up just spoke Chinese to me.
Yeah.
I do not know what any of that stuff means. I know what those things are. Like, I could tell you, like, yeah, E diminished is a chord or a scale, but I don't know how, like, if you told me to play it, I'd be like, haha, good luck.
Yeah.
You play it. That would be my response. I mean, like, now I have a better understanding of the technical aspects of it, but not the actual still about like chords and notes. I still don't know it. Like, if I could really, I can explain scales, and I can explain time signature changes and just overall stuff like that. Like I said, like the more technical aspects of it, but the actual, I guess you could say, actually explaining what I'm doing, that I can't do. Like, I can't tell someone I'm playing whenever, like, I have friends who are extremely talented in music theory, and they know that stuff. So I'll sit with him and we'll be talking about something, or we'll be playing together, and they'll say something like that, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know what a Lydian is. Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So basically your whole attempt is basically trial and error. It's like, okay, you know what, I like this riff, let me see what, you know, you have to say about that, and go on from there. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, then you just scrap it.
Yeah, I mean, like the way that it works for us is I've been the which is going to sound crazy after what we just said. I've been the sole writer of the band since the beginning, even though I have no idea how to write music. And it's kind of contradictory, but like it seems to have been working to this point. So essentially it kind of works out where it's just like, previously I used to write mainly and solely on Guitar Pro, where now I can't do that anymore, which is weird. Now I work and write mainly on Pro Tools. So like I'll just record direct into a DAW. I'll write drums and all that kind of stuff. I'll write a full song. And then now with Anthony involved, Anthony is a phenomenal drummer, and me and him just click immediately. So I'll kind of like send him the track, and after playing with him for the time that I have been playing with him, I kind of started to think like him when it comes to writing drums. So we're really on the same page at all times. So it really works where I can send him a track, and any sort of changes he makes, it's like something where I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't think of that. That sounds sick. Let's keep that, you know, like, so mainly it really comes down to me writing all the music and then sending it to Anthony, and then having him kind of go over different drum ideas. And then just kind of, that'll cause me to say, wait a minute, let me go back and make a change or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm basically creeping on your Facebook page, and I actually saw that your single was up on Metal Injection, man.
Yeah, that was how would you put it, Anthony?
That was mind-blowing, to say the least. Definitely surreal to see your face on a website that, you know, we all, as people who listen to metal, go on that every single day. So that was really sick to see that. It didn't feel real.
Yeah. How did that whole thing happen? Was it because of Stephanie and Lucy, or did you get contacted by Metal Injection, or?
Honestly, that whole thing, a lot of the a lot of the stuff that happened to us recently has been really kind of out of nowhere. So it's been catching us off guard to the point where we don't really know what's happening until it happens. With Metal Injection was interesting because we're under AWIP management as well as AWIP Records, or I should say AWIP Group now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Mike, our manager, and I sent him the track, I sent him the single, and he loved it, and then he got in contact with me maybe a couple of days after I sent it to him, and he said that the label loved it and they wanted to release it. And I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds sick. All right, cool. None of us knew what that meant. We all just thought that meant the label really liked the song and they wanted to put it out. And we were like, right, whatevs. There's no negative there.
Yeah, sure, why not? Go for it.
Exactly, literally. And then that turned into a bunch of other stuff, and then we started, and then once the ball got rolling, and then once we got the link, that was when it was like, holy shit, wait a minute. I sent it to the rest of the guys. I was like, yo, we're on fucking Metal Injection. And none of us believed. None of us wanted to believe it because we just didn't feel like it was real. Even to this day, it's still kind of not real.
Yeah.
Even though it's been there since I think since February. Funny enough, for me personally, what did it for me was I saw it on Lamb Goat.
Okay.
And that, like, Lamb Goat, I don't really know as far as which one's bigger in between Metal Injection and Lamb Goat in the overall grand scheme of everything. But I knew Lamb Goat before I knew Metal Injection. So when I saw it on Lamb Goat, that's when I kind of freaked out. But everybody else freaked out mainly about Metal Injection. Which after the fact, and I looked at like other stuff that was happening on Metal Injection, I was like, oh shit, this is fucking huge.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think if I believe they're all under the same company or the same publication or whatever the hell you want to call it. I think Lamb Goat and Metal Injection are the same people, but don't quote me on that. Which would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at the comments of Metal Injection, and not bad. Only one jerk-off comment. That's pretty damn good.
Which one was that?
The Merciless Fate guy. Oh, cool. A lyric video with typos, which I'm not exactly sure what the typo is.
We found it afterwards, actually. And it was funny because we all individually watched it thoroughly and like really tried to find it. And our vocalist found it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Either he found it or somebody else saw it and screenshotted it and sent it to him. And it's like the weirdest word ever, because it's like one of the lines is supposed to be I don't know what the whole line is, but I know that the word is premeditating or premeditated. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah. But the lyric video says pre-meeting.
No, it was permeating.
No, it's permeating. Yeah, the word is permeating. Yeah, the word is permeating, but on the lyric video it says pre-meeting, but not before we met, but literally PREMEATING.
So like before the meet.
Before the meet.
Yes. So like the slaughter, which it brings an even darker meaning to the song.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be there. No.
Yeah, it's like we meant for that to be about actual meat, not other weird stuff. But yeah, I think that was the only one that I remember seeing, but I don't know if it was any more than that.
Imagine if the guy was just being an asshole one day and just been like, yeah, nice typo, and you go through the entire thing like at least 100 times, like there's no fucking typo here.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first, honestly, because we saw that comment first way before we found that typo, or whoever found the typo that sent it to us way before we saw that. So we really thought for a second that this dude was just trying to be a dick and trying to find a reason not to like it. And then we were like, this kid's an asshole. And then it found out, it's just like, oh, damn, he's an asshole, but he's telling the truth.
Yeah, you definitely need more people like that in your lives.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It adds the fun.
Exactly. There's nothing worse to a musician or to basically anyone than a yes person in their life. Like someone who will say yes to every idea.
Oh, yeah, of course, man. Like that's why I'm glad like my fiance is the way she is, because like I'll show her a song that I'm painfully stoked about, and then she'll just go, yeah, it's good. I'm like, what? Like this is like the best song I wrote. She goes, it's all right. I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Like, and I'm upset and pissed, but I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, that helps me, because then I'll go back and I'll say, all right, maybe this actually could be better. And that has happened, funny enough, multiple times. And the outcome is either better, or I'm like, I can't get better than this, and it just gets scrapped, you know?
Wow. It's funny how significant others change a lot of things, because my girlfriend's kind of the same way. She won't even listen to the podcast because she hates the sound of my voice.
Oh, man, that's brutal.
Yeah, what the fuck does that even mean? She's like, I hate your radio voice. I'm like, I'm just fucking talking. What are you talking about? It's like, no, it's like you add something to it. I'm like, no, I don't.
It's the same voice I speak to and when I see you every day.
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to do a radio voice, I'd be like, yeah, well, we're here with Wake in Providence, all the way from New York City. How you all gentlemen doing today?
That's the voice. That's the winner right there.
That's the smooth jazz voice.
Yeah, smooth jazz 101.9 Late FM.
I was about to say the same thing. CD 101.9.
April 18th, 8:01 on the East Coast. How you all doing tonight? You drinking a nice glass of Merlot, maybe a nice scotch for the fellas. And here it is. Here's Fat Swallow with whatever song he writes.
Fat Swallow. That's our new jazz band name.
Fat Swallow. There you go.
Oh, there it is. All right, Ant, let's do it.
Fat Swallows.
Oh, God. But yeah, the song that we're talking about, not to leave everyone out of the loop, is actually called A Darkened Gospel. And it actually has some pretty dark lyrics to the entire thing. I hate to use that as a pun, but, you know, it is pretty dark.
Yeah. The whole move forward with everything that we're working on right now is exactly that. It's like we're trying to go into like a whole where everything. The one thing that I'm a huge believer in and a huge fan of is when bands kind of push the envelope with their genre, I guess you could say. And like one of my favorite bands is Thrice, and I mean, like you can't show me one Thrice album that sounds the same as the next Thrice album.
No, not at all.
And that's always been something that, like, to me personally, I've always enjoyed. So that's something that I try to bring into my own music and into our music, I should say. And it's exactly that, where everything is different. So now, along with having a new vocalist, that definitely brings another kind of, I guess you could say another.
It's another element to it.
Yeah, exactly. Brings in another a completely different idea, or a completely different type of ideas, which is really cool. And me and Will, we really mesh very well when it comes to writing lyrics and vocal patterns and all kind of stuff. So we really are able to kind of like, it works because he taps into this side of, like, I mean, like anybody that knows Will knows how goofy he is, but then like seeing the lyrics that he writes, it's just like, this guy got some problems. Yeah. And I mean, like that's what it is. Like I'm convinced that Will's hiding his problems with his goofiness.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a front.
Will might be a murderer.
Oh my God. That's it. We're not going on tour anymore in the band. Strictly Skype tours. Skype tours and shows. Can't leave his house from the jail cell.
That sounds like some real As I Lie Dying shit going on.
Oh man.
Yeah, it is. I want to see what's gonna happen. I want to see if they're gonna they do like a reunion tour or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We had Josh Gilbert, the bass player, on pretty long ago, about 6 months ago, and he's all gung ho about Woven War, which is pretty good, but it's still missing that. I don't know what it is. Like, there's something about Tim. Personal politics aside, he was one of the best metalcore vocalists at that time.
Oh, for sure, without question. Like him at that time frame. Two of my favorite metalcore vocalists were easily Tim Lambesis and Howard Jones from Killswitch.
Oh yeah,
easily. Like Tim had a really a unique kind of style to this day, there's no one that to me that sounds like him.
No.
Like there's few situations and circumstances where you do have vocalists who kind of like they have something unique, but there's somebody else that sounds like them slightly or something that reminds you. And he's one of those people who I feel like there isn't another Tim Lambesis. So it's definitely going to be tough to. It would be tough to kind of replace that vibe that you would get for sure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I think he already has like a book deal, and I want to say like a 2 or 3 album deal from I want to say Warner. I think Warner was crazy enough to give him a deal.
Oh my God. I just want to see what will happen, like if they would ever do anything again together. Because like I mean, like I'm that one person who still holds out, hoping that As Lay Dying would put out something as good as Oceans Between Us again. But like I don't know. I feel like that's just like a whole nother situation. And did you listen to that record?
No, they're actually like one of those bands that like slipped through the cracks for me. I don't even think I've heard like more than what's that song that everybody like knows by them? What's that?
Sound of Truth?
No.
Does it sound really crappy?
No, it's all right. I don't know the names. So yeah, they're like one of the bands though. I couldn't tell you like any of their names or anything like that.
Oh, we're gonna have a listening party to that album.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna learn today.
There's a lot of bands that like slip through the cracks for me. I was more of a visual type guy, so if they like bands like Slipknot and Korn and stuff, like I always I'd be watching that on YouTube or something more than like those bands that weren't on the top. I guess I wasn't like one of those metal fans, I guess, to like dig deep into like all the bands. I feel like I have to watch. It'd have to come across my path for me to watch it, which is not good in ways because you don't really find about new music like that really too good. So now I try to break out of that. But yeah, I couldn't tell you about that band though.
Yeah, we're also talking about the same person here who didn't know Metallica put out a new album. It's freaking...
Really?
I don't stay updated on current events. Once I fall into like a category of bands that I listen to, like right now I'm in like a deep deathcore category, I kind of stay in there for a while. I'll stay in there for like 5 months, and I won't listen to anything else.
Okay, so what happened the last like 9 years between Metallica albums?
I put it down after what was that album?
Death Magnetic or Death Magnetic?
Yeah.
Death Magnetic is sick though.
I'm not an album guy. Me and DeAndre have this conversation like every time we talk about music. I don't listen to full albums. I'm a single guy or an EP guy, but no bands do EPs, which is weird. I guess there's reasons behind it though, but I like EPs. I feel like it's easier to digest.
I can't, man. I need like a 12 song, 18-minute song album. Like I gotta listen. I gotta be able to put it on and just experience it. That's the kind of person I am. Like I have front to back album. I'm terrible. The thing is though, for me is I'm terrible because of the fact that whenever like I always feel like people think I'm lying whenever I'm talking to them about bands and music because they're like, oh, what about that song? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea what song you're talking about because I just put it on. I just listen to it. Like I've been jamming the new Fit for an Autopsy album, but I can't name more than 3 songs on the album. But I love the album as a whole, and I could literally name. I'm not kidding, like 3 songs, but the whole album is nasty.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like whereas with Anthony knows song names. I'm like, I don't fucking know what song that is.
That's because I'm a single guy.
Exactly.
If you watch singles on YouTube, you kind of read the lyrics more and get to know the names. I'm like a type in YouTube type of guy. I don't like skim through. I just type in exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm a Spotify streamer.
Yeah, I don't pay for that. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a data user. I straight up use all my data or data, however you say it.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
Unlimited data in Spotify.
I'm actually the weird guy who types in live. I watch live videos of bands that I like so I can watch the drummers, but I literally never listen to album. Like I always watch live. Even if I'm driving, I'll put live on so I can just hear the live trigger sounds.
Really? Wow.
That's how weird it gets.
Which is kind of weird because most live videos sound like they were put through like a metal container. It's like...
Yeah. You got to get lucky. Like, you'll find that one person that had the good camera. Like, there's a tour going on right now that's like a dream tour that I'm going to go see like 3 days of. But Oceano, Aversion's Crown, Spite, Slaughter to Prevail.
Yep.
I've been watching. I've been like hoping that somebody puts up a video, and luckily, like some guy filmed, like 3 different guys filmed the entire sets of each band. So you have like a lot of videos there to watch. So I've been just like skimming through those. I don't know why that I do that, but I really like to see a band live. I feel like if the band's bad live, it turns me completely off. So I like to see the rawness of it, because you hear it on the album. And I guess the main reason is I try to dissect the drums. So it's different hearing something on an album and then watching it live because you're seeing you're like, oh, that's how he does that fill. And then I'll just rewind it like 5 times.
Okay. So are you more for the performance aspect of it or the way that the band sounds more like the album? So like if it's boring on stage, like take Slayer, who sounds great on stage, but they're boring as shit and they just stand there and they play their instruments extremely fast. Like, do you like that, or do you like something like Dillinger Escape Plan where they might not hit every note, but they're fucking maniacs?
I like both. I definitely could watch an entire Slayer like live 50-minute video though. Like I said, I usually stay on the drummer, though. If it sticks to guitar, I'll just kind of listen. But I like the live sound. I like to hear, like, live music sounds, I guess. Live drums, for sure. That's why, like, whenever we play a show, whoever I see with a camera, I'm like, hey, when is that video going to be up? Or, yo, can you send me that on Instagram later? And it's funny enough, we just got a video sent to us from our other show, and I watched it, like, 10 times because I just want to make sure that, like, everything sounded good during it. Or, like, you know, so you can improve on stuff for the next time.
I just skimmed it.
I watched every part in depth.
I was like, wait, did I play that one part? I did. All right, cool, I'm done.
I feel like things look cooler when you're not doing it, because when you're playing, you're actually playing it. You're kind of not thinking of things. But yeah, so when I was watching it, I was like, oh, cool. I did hit that part. I did do those things. I don't even remember that. I like to watch it, I guess. It's weird. Same thing with like drum playthroughs or anything. You can literally find something new every single time you watch the video. So for me, that's interesting.
No, that's definitely true for sure. Like that's the thing that's really, really cool. But this is one of the things that I find really works for us because like our dynamic is so different in a lot of ways, and that's one of them where, like I said, me personally, I'm a like over the top perfectionist. So it's like I'd rather hear the perfect version of the album than hear it live. You know. Thank you. I'd rather hear the perfect version of the album because I'm like, I want to hear that part so unnecessarily perfect. And then if it's too like crazy perfect, I'm like, all right, now I need to watch it live. And then it's like, all right, it was perfect, cool. I can go back to watch. Like anything that Fallujah does to me is all gold. Like I don't care. Like so, like I'll listen to Dreamless like 1,000 times. I'll listen to The Flesh Prevails 1,000 times. I'll go watch a couple of videos live, and I'm like, yeah, cool, they could do it, sick. I'll just go back to listening to it now.
So basically, you want to believe that Santa Claus exists, and once you see him in person, you're like, okay, that's it. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I just need to see like a foot. Like I'm like, that's Santa's foot. Cool, we can move forward.
I'll go back to sleep.
I can go back to sleep now.
Yeah, I actually used to be like that. I mean, not on the level of Fallujah, but I want to say it was their self-titled. It was Avenged Sevenfold self-titled, where some of the guitar licks by Sinister Gates was just out of control. I'm like, there's no fucking way you could play this live. I'd go watch a video and he's like playing it live because there was, I think, a rumor not too long ago where he actually had like backing guitar going on.
I remember that.
Yeah. And he basically was like, no, watch me do this. And he kept doing it, and there was really nothing going on. He hit every note. If you actually slowed it down and studied it, every single note went off.
Yeah, I remember that whole thing because I remember because I never fully got into that band, but like I listened to I remember when like back in the days when I was kind of like Anthony but slightly different, where I used to have what was it called? Like I think it was like Time Warner Music Choice or some shit like that, and they like had like random music videos, and I used to watch. It's when Bat Country first came out, and I watched that music because the solo in that song, like that's when around the time I first started playing guitar too. So like the solo to Bat Country, I was like, dude, that's how you play guitar right there. And then like I was like super into that album or that song, and then what was the other single off that album?
Beast and Harlot.
Yes, yeah, that one. The dual solo in that song, like when I heard those, I was like, wow, that's like the shit. And then this whole fucking like, oh yeah, well they don't play their stuff live thing happened. Then I was like, I knew it because it was too dope. Like, there's no way. I was like because at that time I was like the only people who could play their stuff perfectly because they're phenomenal and they're gods is Kirk Hammett and Matt Heafy from Trivium. That's it. That was it. That to me, that was life. Just Matt Heafy and Kirk Hammett.
Which basically put together could actually be the same person.
It is very much the same person.
Yeah.
But even still, like, I mean, like, Matt Heafy, like, don't get me started. Forget it. That's like a whole nother conversation.
That's funny that you mentioned Avenged Sevenfold because that was one of the first bands that I I started onto my weird YouTube creeping spree of live videos. Because you'll find me like in 2000 and when were they around? Like 2007 like videos?
Yeah.
The Rev did everything perfect, and like he would improvise things, especially him. Like he was one of the first double bass bands like that I started playing drums along to. Mm-hmm. But like his parts were so awesome that he really like wrote drum parts, and his kick was like incredible. If you watch videos of them live, like they put on a really good show. That band always had cool live videos to watch. Yeah, I like the bands kind of not improvise. I mean, for our genre, you can't really improvise, but like just add.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, just like add like a China hit somewhere, or like his foot patterns were like ridiculous because they were like huge Pantera fans. And Vinnie Paul's like feet are awesome. So yeah.
Vinnie Paul does apparently have nice feet.
Nice feet inside of those cowboy boots.
He gets pedicures daily.
He is the type to get pedicures daily.
Dude, manicures, pedicures in the morning, barbecue in the evening.
Drinking all night.
If I could do manicures and pedicures every day in the morning, that would be the sickest way to wake up every day. Easily.
Why not? If you have the money, fuck it.
Hell yeah.
Not with that clear coat on your nails, though. That's gotta go.
Yeah, no clear cut. I don't like.
I don't like when guys get the clear coat. It's creepy.
I just personally, I just can't do it. It just looks weird on me. It's like I hate shiny nails. Like for me, I saw it once and I was just like, yeah, never again. I'm gonna keep doing this, but I don't want to do the clear coat. It's too much, too bright.
Now do you bite your nails at all or no?
My nails don't exist.
Okay, down to the nubbins.
Down to the nubbins. If I forget about it for like 3 days and I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of nail there, it's like fun.
Nah,
then you just pull it right off.
Nope. I let them grow and then I'll cut them.
Nope, I don't cut them.
The moment I realize that it's time to cut my nails is one of two things happens. Either I can't play guitar, or like I scratch my fiance and she yells at me.
I used to bite my toenails.
What?
That's impressive.
When I was little, I used to bite my toenails. Yeah. Now I know when to cut them when your big toe starts like feeling like it rubs against the front of your shoe.
Yes.
Oh
and then you're like, all right, I gotta cut them. I hate having nails.
The best part to this is that my fiance's in the back right now, just like dying.
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
I did. I used to be like this. My parents.
I'm mad that you can almost still do it. Get your foot away from your face. Those shoes are rotten.
No, these are the new ones.
Oh, those are the new ones?
These are the other ones.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so to make it worse, I only wear Toms besides when I'm playing drums.
Socks.
Because when I play drums, I wear Bradham's shoes. But when I'm not, like, I don't wear socks under my Toms. I don't know if you know, like, what Toms are, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't wear socks. So if I really wanted to, I could bite these nails right now. If this was video, I would try.
This is nasty.
Oh my God. Well, this is radio, so basically you could try or not and just say that you did or didn't.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
Trust me, he almost tried, and it was quite close.
I love how you say you're doing it right now while you just had like no foot in your mouth whatsoever.
There's nothing. Trust me, I'm doing this. Nom, bite.
Yeah, look at that. He did it. Yeah. Theater of the mind right here.
Straight up. Imagination.
Hell yeah. So, what the hell were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Vinnie Paul.
Yes, that's
Vinnie Paul's feet.
Vinnie Paul's feet, to be exact.
Vinnie Paul's feet, yeah. Now, I'm guessing you're a fan of Pantera, but are you a fan of what Hell Yeah is doing at all?
Anthony. Yeah.
Both of you. Come on.
I'm not a fan of Hell Yeah. I really wanted to be because Pantera was like the pathway into heavy music for me because like they were as their albums went on, like they really if you really listen to some of their later on albums, like The Great Southern Trendkill, there's what we call now slams. Like they were like doing bell ride slams in that. Like you really don't realize until you listen to it, but yeah, they were like the gateway into heavy music for me. But once Dime passed away, I like looked into Damage Plan and Hell Yeah and what they were doing, but I think it's a little bit too I don't know how to like put it into words, not bashing on it, but like kind of mainstream. Pantera was like straight up riffs and like groovy parts combined into a song, and like I feel like the newer bands that that they were doing kind of sound more like songs, like written songs, which is cool too. But for me, it was less interesting, and I like the older Pantera because of like how crazy the patterns were, like domination and stuff like that.
Like, funny enough, like it's almost like the same idea with me too, just like slightly different about a different band. I really, really wanted to enjoy Hell Yeah because of Chad from Mudvayne. Yeah. I'm a huge, like, Anthony makes fun of me to this day about it, but like, cause he never listened to Mudvayne. So like, LD50 to me is one of the best metal records ever made.
Absolutely.
And I I have an uncontrollable love for that album. And once I saw Chad was doing another band, I was like, oh, this has to be good. And then I heard Vinnie Paul was in it, and I was like, this is doubly good. And then I heard a whole bunch of other names I've never heard, and I was like, whatever, I'll figure that out later. But I went and listened to it, and I was like, nope, this isn't this is not what I was hoping for at all.
Yeah, drinking beer, smoking weed, get your hell yeah. Wait, what?
Exactly. That's pretty much the joke that you make about Mudvayne and what you think Mudvayne is. That's what hell yeah is.
Yeah. Like, well, they both are. Those are both those types.
Mudvayne is not that kind
Mudvayne is completely different, man.
Like,
to me,
it's the name that does it.
Once you do that voice that you just did, that's when those bands start to come together. Like,
he's never listened to Mudvayne, but he puts Mudvayne in the same category as one of those. Yeah, man, let's smoke some beers.
Yeah.
Smoke some beers.
Let's drive a truck. Mudvayne.
That's the same thing with Five Finger Death Punch and those types of bands. To me, I just can't listen to a song.
Mind you, Mudvayne sounds like nothing like either of those bands.
It's the same band. That's it. They're all the same band.
All you have to do is just put on Death Blooms, and it'll blow your mind.
Yes, 100%. That whole album is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes to see them live. Maybe if we're playing a festival, hopefully somewhere soon, and they're playing, I'll walk over and then fall in love.
It'll be a whole different band.
Until then, I probably won't search it on YouTube.
It's LD50, dog. LD50, and that's LD50, The End of All Things to Come, and parts of the album. Parts of I forgot what the album is that has Happy
Lost
on it.
and Found.
Yeah, Lost and Found. Some of that album is amazing. I haven't listened to it in years, but Determined is one of the angriest songs I've ever heard in so long.
Oh yeah, I think it's maybe 5 lines maximum. Go, so fucking determined. Go. It's basically the same thing, repeated over again.
Every time I hear it, I'm amped, like instantly. And yes, baby, I do want eggs in my rice. Thank you.
As you should.
Making homemade fried rice, so.
Hell yeah. Not the band, but yeah.
No. But yeah, that was that. Every time I hear that song, I just get so amped up. Like, I used to put that song on. Like, I remember I had I had the original iPod Shuffle, the one where you couldn't see shit. Like, it was just a pillbox, and I would be listening to that, like, not supposed to, but I'm listening to it in like middle school, and then that song would come on, and I would just get amped up in the hallway, and I'm like walking through the hallway, feel like I could beat the shit out of everybody, but I'm like I don't know anybody here because I just moved here, so I'm just gonna pretend like I'm listening to something that's not this.
Yeah, I'm listening to some Biggie here.
Yeah, dude, that's straight up. I'm listening to the King of the Hill theme 400 times. Trust me, that's it. Now listening to something angry.
But yeah, it's funny that you did mention Lost and Found, about how half the album is great and just half the album is just terrible. It's basically the first half was great, the second half was just very forgetful.
Yeah, so 100%.
That's why bands should just cut half the songs and make an EP.
No, it's because some bands just can't write full lengths. That's just the truth of the matter.
That's why I don't like full lengths. Because there's always those 4 songs that you never remember the name and you never listen to them again.
That's true, man. Like it's upsetting. You know, that's one of the things that like it's kind of like bringing it back to us. One of the things that scares me is I guess I can put it this way, is because of the fact that I know how true that is or how accurate it is that some bands, not all, but some bands literally have that full length syndrome or that EP syndrome where they write 5 sick tracks or like, let's say they have a 10 song album. Yeah. First 5 tracks are just nasty. And then the 5 tracks after that are just like, all right, you guys clearly didn't try. Like, that scares
They're fillers.
Me. Yeah, it's a filler album. That scares me, because now, like, the next thing for us is, like, is to venture into a full length, you know, and that's a scary ass idea, man. Like when you've done 2 EPs and some singles, it's like, yeah, I could crank those out. Cool, yeah, that's not a problem. It won't get boring. It was just like, oh wait, you guys got to do a full length. It's like, oh shit. Oh, how the hell am I gonna do that? Like, I'm so scared for that call for sure.
So are you the type of band that would just create the 10 songs of the album, or would you go with like 15 or 20 and then pick the 10 best?
I mean, like, I have been writing for I kind of like jumped the gun a little bit, and I started writing a full length last year. Mm-hmm. And I finished more than what we were projecting, and then I kind of cut it down and then sent that to the band, and that original incarnation of the album, I think was about 13 or 14 songs, but then I cut it down to 11. I think I cut it down to like 10 or 11. I can't remember. And I sent that to the band. I was just like, hey, I gave it a shot. Here it is. And then like we listened to it for a little bit, and then we put it on the back burner because it wasn't important. So I kind of revisited it. I've been revisiting it recently, kind of like slowly and like more like organically, so I'm not forcing anything. And more recently, it's been feeling a little more feeling correct. Nothing feels weird. So I personally there's a song on there that I think is a filler that the guys love. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm just going to shut my mouth about it. But, you know, it's like, it's just a scary idea to me. And it's just, I went with doing a lot more and then cutting it down, because I feel like that's a good way to go.
Okay. And with those extra, let's say 4 tracks that you do, will it ever come up to like a deluxe edition type of deal, or would you like repurpose them for like album number 2 or?
I'm a firm believer. Me personally, I'm a firm believer of not recycling things. Like if I wrote a song and it didn't make the cut, then I feel like it just didn't make the cut for a reason, you know, like not like maybe it didn't make the cut for now. It's just like that just didn't make the cut. Like I'd rather just, instead of saying, you know what, let's just use this just cause, I'd rather just say, you know what, I'm just going to write something better and new, you know, new and better, because I just have that mindset where if it wasn't good enough for what we're trying to do, I can top it. That's kind of the person that I am, and sometimes it's a little hindering, obviously, because it's time consuming. But at the same time, I feel like it's a better idea, because that kind of happened. That's honestly what kind of happened with A Darkened Gospel, where the single was actually an entirely different song. Everybody loved it. I hated it passionately, but we were getting close to the deadline, and it was like everybody was like our management was like, you guys we need a single ASAP. Like we needed ASAP. And then everybody was in love with the song. I didn't really like it at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go into the studio and I'm going to do some quick edits, and I guess I'll try to make it a little better. But when me and Anthony went to the studio, we actually opened the wrong session, and opening the wrong session actually was A Darkened Gospel. And that was infinitely better. Just like the couple, I think it was just the intro and like parts, like it didn't even make it to the riff section of the song yet, and it was just like that to me was infinitely better than the entire song that I originally had. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna finish this and bang this track out, and we're not even gonna see that other thing is not gonna see the light of day. So literally, yeah, it was that serious. I hated it, man. Oh man, I hated it. But the ending of A Darkened Gospel was originally in the other song, but it was way faster. And it sounded hilarious.
Wow. It's crazy how things end up working out in the end.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can't do the recycling thing. It's like if the song didn't do well, or if I don't think it was good enough, if it's not good enough, then it's not good enough at all.
But what if it's like one riff that you love the opening riff, but you just couldn't nail down the verse? Would you use that opening riff somewhere else?
Yeah, the riff I would take.
Okay.
That's one thing. Like, yeah, part wise, yes, because perfect example being A Darkened Gospel is that there's a part in that song that made it. The part in A Darkened Gospel came from the other song, because the part was sick. That was the issue with that song, is that there was 2. I think there was like 2 or 3 really good parts, and it was just like, all right, I guess we got to just kind of fill the space. And I kept messing with the arrangement, trying to find the arrangement. Like usually that to me is a call sign. If I have to keep changing the arrangement because it doesn't feel right, then that means it's just the song is a mess. So it's just like if I change the arrangement multiple times and none of the possible options sound right, then it's not a good song. At that point, there's good parts I can take apart, but as a whole, it's not good. So that's what originally happened with the first version or the first incarnation of what became A Darkened Gospel. So I took that ending, like I said, from the other song. I took the ending of A Darkened Gospel from the other song, and that was actually like I think in the middle of the song. And it was, I think, like 50 BPM faster. Like it was wild. We took it, we put some space before it in the Darkened Gospel and just slowed it down like crazy. And it just sounded so sick. So it was just like that. And that's the perfect example of what you're saying, where yes, if there is a dope part, I'm more than willing to use the dope part, but taking a song that isn't so dope, I'm not really for it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because I feel like at that point I got to work harder to make it sound good.
That's true. And then you have like past feelings about, how you came up with the original arrangement of the song. And then you're like, okay, you know what? Let me try to put something there. And then it doesn't really work out and you just want to force something. But obviously with music, you can't force anything. It has to come out.
100%. Like, and that's we actually, when we were recording it too, that's we actually changed a lot of the parts because Anthony came up with some dope ideas. Especially at the ending, like there was some stuff that wasn't originally there. He was like, "Yo, wait, let me try this real quick." Like the double kick part, like as soon as that breakdown kicks in, wasn't originally there. He was like, "Yo, just trust me, this is gonna sound sick." And I kind of fought it. I can't lie, I kind of fought it because I was like, that just doesn't seem like it would be logical. And then we did it, and I was like, all right, that was dope. That was dope.
That whole build-up part wasn't there. All those toms.
No, that wasn't there either.
Yeah, we did that. Like you were saying earlier, this song, like we were learning the other song together that was written, supposed to be the single. And then we were having, I think we were having trouble hearing it. I think that's what it was. We couldn't hear it at a laptop or something. So we have the convenience of having an actual studio down the hall from the monthly room. Mm-hmm. And so we went in there to try and get like a better I remember the phone wasn't loading because I have an iPhone, but for some reason the Dropbox files don't ever open in our practice space. So I'll go there with the intention of learning something and it just won't load. So I'll just end up jamming. So that's what happened to us. So we went down the hall to try and put it on the laptop, and he opened up A Darkened Gospel. So so we changed a bunch of parts though while we were in there trying to learn it. And then, so yeah, it's definitely cool how a song that wasn't even shown to anyone, it was like in his trash can, was ended up to be this like song that I think is like the best song we've ever put out. So.
Yeah, because straight up, literally only once even before I started reworking the song, or before we started reworking the song, the only person to hear anything, to even hear just the beginning of the song other than myself, was Anthony, because I was like, this is kind of whack, I'll leave it alone, and no one else heard it. And then, like I said, we kind of, and that was like months before Darkened Gospel was, or months before we were supposed to do the single. And then, like you said, we kind of just stumbled on it, and it was just like that was one of those kind of like do not use things, and it was just like, dude, what the fuck is this? Time out. We got to use this. We got to.
You got to. Not to be confused with Justa.
Yeah, not Justa, but we got to.
Yeah, but you were on the Justa show. So. Yes,
we were, which was fucking so surreal. So hard.
That the man, the myth, the legend, Jamie Justa, actually heard your track and played it on his own podcast.
To take it a step further than that, honestly, what did it for me though was because our manager sent it to me. He sent me the link, and I was like, in my head, I just was like, oh, this is cool. It got played on Jamie Justa's like podcast or something like that, and I was like, all right, sick, whatever. But then when I went and I listened to it, he talked about us, then played it, then kept talking about us after. Yeah. And I was like, holy this is way more real than just it being played. Because I thought, okay, he would say, hey, check out this band, play part of the single, and be like, that was sick, cool, back to the podcast. But it was like, nah, hey, this band's sick, this band's this, da 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 da. Here's the single, plays the single, and then keeps talking about how cool, like how dope it is and everything. That was fucking, oh yeah, that was, I can't even say anything about it. Like that was so awesome, so awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sorry again, man.
Oh no, I was about to say, like, his show is basically one of the few podcasts I do listen to, and I do take a little bit from him, like what he does. Like, I wish I had like his production. If I had his production, this show would be fucking completely out there. But
oh yeah. You know, he like what kind of really made that for me is that I was never a huge Hatebreed fan. It's those are one of those bands that like I have a lot of respect for, but I couldn't really get into for some reason. And I never knew his first name. I just knew I never knew his name in general. And I used to call him Bandana because he wears bandanas live all the time.
Yeah.
And that like that's just what it was. I just associated him with that because I didn't know his name. And then once I learned his name, and then I was like, oh, that's cool. Now I know who he is. Then our manager sent me the link, and I was like, why are you sending me a Jamie Josta link? Like, what the hell? And I went, and I was like, holy fuck, is this real? Like, that was the moment when I because now I know who he is. I was like, Jamie Josta. Why do I need to listen to this? Like, and then I listened to it. I was like, oh my god, now I see why.
See, it could be one of two things. It could be something awesome like that, or it could be the other side of things where you're like, oh, wait a second, he definitely stole my riff.
Yeah, that would be the horrifying moment. It's just like, turns out Awaken Providence stole Hatebreed riffs.
Yeah, because it's never the other way around because of Hatebreed having the name. It's always the band that no one knows of definitely stole it. Even though you might have put it out first, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, we stole it from Hatebreed. There's no way.
Absolutely. It's like what was that band in Australia that I think they toured with Led Zeppelin and they came out with Stairway to Heaven first, and Led Zeppelin copied them like basically note for note.
Mm-hmm. There was this other thing that I just recently heard about. This other band, I don't know, I can't remember the name of the band, but it's like supposedly, I don't know how true this is because like I heard it, I didn't hear the song, but someone told me that like Parkway Drive stole some other Australian band's like whole entire riff, like note for note. Progression is exactly the same. Like there's literally no difference. Oh, and I was like, I don't listen. I never heard of the other band. I can't even remember the other band's name, but I've never been a Parkway fan. So I didn't know. But my friend was like, "Dog, it's so crazy." And I was like, "All right, I'll take your word for it. It's crazy."
Yeah, I mean, some bands can get away with it, like Led Zeppelin their entire career. Like I always call them the world's greatest cover bands because they stole almost all their songs.
It's true.
Yeah,
I know like 2 Zeppelin songs.
What was that?
I said I know like 2 Zeppelin songs.
I think you might know a lot more than that. Like, yeah, I don't think you know the names of it, but like if you heard them, you're like, oh, I know this song. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know this song. Oh, yeah, there's that one. It's like one of those bands.
That's a good point. I know their songs. I know 2 names. I definitely know. Like I really like Black Dog. I really like that song. And then like I never got into Stairway because of it being Stairway.
Yeah, it's the Freebird of classic rock, even though Freebird is classic rock.
100%. It's 100%. 100%. And the other thing is too. This is definitely going to sound crazy, but I was more because I don't even think they were the same time frame either, but I'm more of a Queen fan. So I don't know why I associate those bands with each other for some weird ass reason, but I'm like way more of a Queen fan than I almost feel like, again, it's definitely super weird, but it's kind of like some people being Metallica fans over Megadeth fans, like in my head at least. Some people being Megadeth fans or being Metallica fans, where for me, it's like you're either a Led Zeppelin fan or a Queen fan, and I'm a Queen fan. Like I don't know why I did that, but that's life now. I accept it.
Usually the argument is it's either you like Led Zeppelin or you like Black Sabbath. Apparently those two I don't want to say mixed up, but those two are like always go head to head.
Yeah, those are the two. I don't know why. I'm a Black Sabbath fan. I have 2 Black Sabbath tattoos on my
butt. It's a
butt.
hysterical Black Sabbath tattoo on his leg. It's upside down so that he can read it.
Yeah, that was my first tattoo ever.
What is it?
Yeah, it's literally
it's Black Sabbath.
It's Black Sabbath's logo from the Master of Reality album, and it's facing me on my upper thigh. So, because the meaning behind it was my first tattoo, and I was 15, and I needed to hide it because I wasn't allowed to have it. And when he put it on me, I was like, it's in a weird spot anyways. No one's gonna see this unless I'm in my boxers. So why don't I just put it towards me so that when I'm sitting down, I can see it?
And then sometimes
it's facing me. He was like, "Are you sure?" Like he put it on me and everything, and I was like, "Take it off and put it the other way, please." But yeah, so that's the story behind that. But yeah, I was always a Black Sabbath fan though, because they were just a lot heavier and less about happy stuff and more about evil stuff, and hence why I'm in this band, because I like evil sounding music more than happy. It's funny because people think I'm weird, especially my brother and sister, because they play a lot of acoustic guitar. The sound of acoustic guitar makes me cringe. That's why I don't like Fallujah as much as DeAndre does, because they're so happy sounding, but they are beautiful. No, they're like happy and sad.
Their music is so gorgeous.
Exactly. It's gorgeous. I like music that's like shit. Like the tone is just garbage, but in a good way.
The tone is garbage.
I like evilness. So Black Sabbath was my first favorite band for like 3 years. That's why I have the tattoos.
I'm like wildly different. Like I have favorite, like my favorite band is Deftones. Another one is Thrice. Like I have a Thrice tattoo, which I found out, like I'm not religious at all. Like I thoroughly wear a lot of black craft. Mm-hmm. If that rings a bell to anybody, but I actually have my first tattoo was a Thrice lyrics that I found out from, like, I was at work and a customer read my lyrics, read my arm, and she was like, "Oh, that's beautiful. That's in the Bible." And in my head, I'm like, "Fuck." I was like, "Damn it!" I was like, "I didn't know that." And then like 2 seconds later, like I was going to lunch and I left the back room and I'm wearing an Unholy 666 hoodie. That lady did not look at me the same at all. At all. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't realize that Thrice is kind of a Christian rock band, more or less?
You know, I did. I found out after the fact, and I was kind of like, I still love them. And then I found out, and then I got that tattoo after that, and I was just like, well, poop. I got a fucking a Bible verse on my arm, and I was like, whatever. It's Thrice. Like, that's, to me, it's Thrice. To other people, it's a Bible verse. I guess that's kind of, well, to me, it's Thrice. To Thrice, it's a Bible verse.
Yes. Well, I think it's, I want to say Lamb of God has passages from the Bible in some of their songs, but like the Cain and Abel type of deals. And even Avenged Sevenfold has a song called Chapter 4 on the story of Cain and Abel and stuff like that. But if you have something like that tattooed on your arm and you know it's from Lamb of God, like, people would say it is from the Bible, but, you know, in the back of your head, you're like, yeah, it's by one of the most satanic bands out there. Not saying that Lamb of God's that satanic, but, you know, they're not Christian.
It's definitely, like, I feel like, especially with that kind of stuff, it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not one of those people who is just like, every tattoo you have has to have a meaning. Like, the positive to the circumstance is this, is that if it means something to you, sick, you know, like, that's what you should go by. You know, if it does, if literally you got a tattoo of a turtle, you just have a tattoo of a turtle, and that, for some reason, that tattoo of a turtle means pizza to you. All right, cool, dude. You have fun with your pizza turtle. Like, it can look nothing like a pizza, but for some reason, it makes you think about pizza. Perfect. Where, like, same thing with me. Like I said, I found out it's a Bible verse, but it doesn't change anything. I still love the lyrics. I'm like, sick. They're Thrice lyrics to me. You know, like, that's literally it.
Yeah, and plus you get a tattoo for yourself. You don't get a tattoo for other people. Exactly,
especially Anthony, because he reads his own tattoo.
There you go.
Every day.
Which is both kind of smart and dumb all at the same time.
I'll take it.
I remember the first time I saw it, it was hysterical because he was wearing these, like, really short shorts and he was playing drums. And I was like, yo, why is your tattoo upside down? Then he explains the story to me. I'm like, yeah, it's upside down.
It's still upside down.
It's still upside down, even with the explanation.
Jesus Christ, we've been through an hour of this, and I don't think you two have agreed on anything once.
We do. We don't. We live in the same house. That's the most agreement that we have.
Wow. But anyways, I think that's all I have on my end. Do you have any shows coming up?
Yes, actually, we have probably the most hysterical show in the history of this band ever. What do you remember the date?
No.
I want to say May 27th. That sounds correct in my head. It's the May 27th or May 28th. It's going to be in Jersey. It's actually our vocalist Will's birthday, and the name of the show is
Silly Willie's.
Yes, Silly Willie's Spaghetti Bonanza birthday show. Because our vocalist name is Will. As I said, he's goofy as shit. So Silly Willie. For some reason, he said spaghetti. He always says spaghetti. I don't know why. Spaghetti Bonanza birthday show. Mind you, we actually did a radio interview, and in that radio, when we did the radio interview, that was the first time we talked about the show other than just talking about playing it. Mm-hmm. And in that conversation, we also found out, and we announced on the radio that there probably won't be spaghetti. Like, I was like, all right, sick. So we're just going to name it the Spaghetti Bonanza, but no one's going to get spaghetti.
Okay, that's not too bad that you explained the reasoning. I mean, we just had our 100th episode, I'd say a couple of weeks ago, and I named it the... What was that?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Hold on, let me get the correct name because I will fuck it up. Even though I came up with it, like, don't you hate it when you come up with something and you can't remember the exact title of it and you always butcher yourself?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, like, I never name any of my demos correctly at all. Like, now I've started giving them names because previously I shit you not, the song our first single that we released from the Serpents EP is called Through the Eyes of the Traitor. This I'll never forget. The single is called Through the Eyes of a Traitor. Mm-hmm. The demo version of that song is called Mushu Pork Yum Yum 442.
I did not know that.
That sounds like a terrible AIM screen name.
I will never forget that. I don't know why I literally called it Mushu Pork, but I spelled Mushu wrong. That's number one. It's called Mushu Pork Yum Yum 442. I don't know why I remember that, nor do I know why I named it that. I don't eat pork. I don't even think I've ever had Mushu, nor do I know what Mushu is, other than the dragon from Mulan.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what 442 is. I literally just typed Mushu Pork Yum Yum 442. And I'm like, sick. That's the name of the song now.
It really should have been.
Oh, I wish. Dude, oh man, I wish.
You fucked up.
In some situations, I kind of wish we weren't a serious band. Like, some of the shit that we do and like some of the names that we come up with, I'm always like, damn, if only we could do that, it would be so dumb. Like, no one would take us seriously. Like, sometimes we get really, really great high ideas, but none of us are ever high when we have these ideas. And it's
gotcha.
Just like,
and you can't justify it in any way.
Exactly. There's no, like,
I know.
Even the Mushu Pork Yum Yum 442 idea, like, someone would be like, yo, were you eating that? Nah, dude, I don't even eat pork, nor do I know what a Mushu is. I was like, all right, well, what about 442? Does that have to no? Were you high? Nah, not at all. Like, there's no story to that at all. It's just, yep, that's what I called it. I don't know why. I just typed it. I felt that in my insides, and it just came out.
Hey, that's all that matters. And I actually found the title of episode 100. It's called the Live Extravaganza Celebration.
There you go. That's it. It's suitable. It suits the situation, and then it's slightly reminiscent of the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza.
Yes.
And there it is. That's like Danza 4 is one of the best albums ever. That album's so sick.
And now isn't half of them in a mirror?
Dog. Oh, do you mean Glass Cloud with Frankie Palmieri doing vocals? Is that what you meant?
Yes, that one, yes.
Yeah. That's literally what I remember when as soon as I heard the single, I'm not a big Amir fan, but as soon as I heard the first single they put out, I was like, is this new Glass Cloud? But I saw Amir's name flashing on the screen, and I was like, I think I like Amir now. But I realized something. I don't like Amir. I just like Josh Travis a lot.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what because so far everything that Josh Travis has been a part of, I've been a huge fan of. So now Josh Travis is in Amir, so I guess I like Amir now.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Fuck it. You don't have to celebrate their entire discography.
Exactly.
God, what the hell? Oh, yes, the New Jersey show. Do you know which venue that was in?
I do not. Do you? I don't know. It's something.
You should probably pull it up.
I don't know even where it is. Oh, wait. It's in the group text, isn't it?
Should be.
I think it's in the group text. Hold up. We got it right here.
To the group text.
I wish we had like a soundbite of that.
Yeah, I know. I wish. Meanwhile,
I know it exists somewhere. Which group text is in? There's like 5 of them now. We have like literally like 5 group texts.
If I start rattling off venue names, would it click?
Probably.
Could be the Blue Room.
No, it's not the Blue Room.
No, it's not.
It's not the Blue Room.
Oh God, that whole place is a shithole.
I've never even been there.
We've played there multiple times.
Not with me.
Nah, you weren't in the band.
Oh, God. Yeah, and so many people would walk into the strip club next door and wonder where the hell the bands were.
I didn't know if that was an actual strip club. I used to like I would stand outside and like call my fiance and just like be on the phone with her, and I would be like kind of confused about like where I was at certain situations because I don't know, I'm that guy, like I don't know where we're playing or when we're playing until we show up and it's just like, oh, there's one more band? Oh fuck, like I'm that dude.
Yeah. Not to mention their last band goes on at like 2:30 in the morning, like nobody wants to actually stay.
Yep. And we've headlined there I think like twice.
I think didn't you just headline there not too long ago? Within like maybe a year or something?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember one show that one of our interviewers were supposed to go to, and supposed to talk with one of the I guess the local bands on the show, even though technically everyone was kind of local. And I think something went down where they wouldn't let anyone under the age of 21 in, even though the flyer said anyone over the age of 18.
Yep, I remember that.
Okay, so that was that clusterfuck show.
Yeah, there was a big thing about that because of the fact that we were trying, like there were people who did come out to see us for that show that weren't allowed to come in. We like all of us were really annoyed because it was just like, dude, we literally have
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I just found a hysterical meme that I did not know existed. Oh man. That's so funny.
What's the meme?
Someone took there's a video of oh man, that's great. Someone took a picture. All right, you know like the Salt Bay meme, the dude that was just dripping salt from his like hand on his elbow or whatever with the meat.
Was that the guy who would just throw the salt randomly?
Yeah, he has like wearing sunglasses and a white t-shirt.
Yes, yeah.
So someone took a picture of Will, put it on that picture, like put that on his face. Dude,
Holy shit.
Great.
That is definitely going to be the next. That's the flyer for his birthday show.
This is so great. Right, yeah, no, 100%. So someone put Will's face on it, and it's a hysterical shot. And he, instead of it being salt, there's like blood, and then underneath the blood is a Bible. And then the caption is someone says, I can make Awaken Providence memes too. And they literally put a line from the new song, Bible black, paint that fucking book blood red. And it's literally Will like
dazzling blood.
Yeah, like just sprinkling blood onto the Bible. It's so good.
Dude, send that over to me. Send it. I'll send you the email address. We'll put that as the episode album art.
Yes. Yes. So I'm 100% game. Yes, 100% saving it right now. Oh my God, that is so good. That is so good. I love when you're just scrolling through you find shit. It just makes it. All right, where the hell is this goddamn?
It's got to be He's somewhere in Secaucus by his house.
If it's Secaucus, then it's the Blue Room.
It's probably the Blue Room.
He doesn't live in Secaucus.
He lives right next to it.
No, he does not. All right, maybe he does. I don't fucking know Jersey. He lives by the George Washington Bridge.
Secaucus.
Is that Secaucus?
That's not really Secaucus.
Skirt! Got him.
No, he lives in Edgewater.
There it is.
Yeah, all right. That's exactly next to the George Washington Bridge.
That's literally exactly where he lives.
Okay.
Timeline photos? Would it be in timeline photos?
All right, I just sent you the email, so just send that picture over, and we'll definitely put that shit up.
Oh, fuck yes, man! This is great. I can't find this picture at all because I know he sent us the thing. I don't know how you spelled Silly Willy. Like
it's not Silly Willy, by the way. I made that up.
Oh, you made it up? Good job.
Wow, that was fucking believable.
No, because I thought it was, and I was just gonna see if it was by saying it, if DeAndre went along with it, and he did. And then I realized that no, that wasn't it. It's something not as good as that. I'll find it right now.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I got it. Found it. It's the Spaghetti is Ready Fest, aka Will's birthday bonanza. There it is.
All right.
The Spaghetti is Ready Fest. It is.
You weren't that far off.
Huh?
I said he wasn't that far. Anthony wasn't that far off.
Yeah, no. Well, neither of us were. So it's Saturday, May 27th, and it says, oh, the Loft 2R or the Loft.
The Loft.
Yeah, it says the Loft 2R, building number 4. I don't know what that is.
You're playing some kid's apartment.
Maybe.
I really hope not.
It's Passaic. It's in Passaic, New Jersey.
Oh, that's not even close. All right, yes, I know exactly where that is. That's some. I don't want to say it's some dude's apartment, but it's a weird setup.
Sick.
Yeah, there is a stage. There is a stage, but I don't know how to explain this. It's kind of like it's a mixture of a warehouse and an apartment all at the same time, even though that's two completely different things.
No, I'm game. If it's a warehouse apartment, that's a law for sure. I'm game.
How do you invite people?
I don't know. So yeah, as of right now, based on the flyer, it's us headlining. We got our homies in Dying Arms and In Depths and Tides playing. Ocean of Illusions and Buried Under Ruined Nations. That's a really tough name to say.
Buried Under Ruined
Nation. Ruined Nation. That sounds like I don't know. That sounds weird. Sounds like I'm saying Buried Under Ruined Nation.
Well, if you take the acronym, it's BURN.
Wait.
There you go.
Yep, it is. You're right. I feel like that was planned.
Yeah, there's something about the New Jersey scene. You have Buried Under Ruined Nations. You have Monument of a Memory. It's all these long ass names.
Yeah, the Monument of a Memory. I don't know what either of those bands sound like, but I do know those names because those are like good friends of Will's. Or I think they are or something.
Yeah. Plus, they play almost every single New Jersey and New York City like metal show, like the local showcases.
Yes, true, 100%. That is very true. I do know that much.
Them, and then you have the Blessing of This Curse, which is now The Curse, and then you have Bad Case of Big Mouth, which is just Bad Case. I don't know what the fuck. It's hard to keep up with this shit.
Everybody's changing their names, like Code Orange. Is Code Orange and Code Orange Kids the same band?
Same band, yep.
Oh, it is? All right, cool. Yeah, because Code Orange sounds way scarier. And Code Orange,
Code Orange does not sound scary. I thought that was a pop punk band.
It sounds scary. Code Orange Kids sounds like a pop-up band.
Yes.
Kid sounds like a TV show on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that plays pop punk as the intro music.
I thought Code Orange was a pop punk band.
Yeah,
from the shirts and stuff.
And then I showed you that video, and it totally was not a pop punk band.
Our ass.
Yeah, they fucking ripped in that new shit that they put out, and that's why I said once I saw Code Orange, I saw that video, I was like, Code Orange is a scary name now. It takes seeing the imagery to make it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with them. I think right before signing to Roadrunner, I don't want to say someone already had Code Orange Kids, but they decided to drop the kids part, I guess, to make it more threatening. But it's funny because I'm friends with the lead singer Andy of Danger Kids, so like they're all in like their late 30s. I'm like, not late 30s, they're in their late 20s, early 30s, and I'm like, dude, how much longer are you gonna go by Danger Kids?
Yeah, it's like Danger Men.
Yeah.
It's like Danger Dads. That's the next part.
But then again, you have the Get Up Kids that were around forever, so I guess it works out.
We're gonna be the Providence Kids now. That's next. Baby, what do you think about that name? All right, thanks for the weird, awkward thumbs up because you don't want to say anything.
She's allowed to say whatever she wants. I don't really care. It's my podcast.
Yeah, she's a shy little beaver.
Gotcha. Okay, so what day was that on again? May 20...
Saturday, May 27th.
Okay, Saturday, May 27th at the Loft in Passaic. It's some weird venue in Passaic. I think that's the only one there. So, if you type in music venue in Passaic, New Jersey, I'm pretty sure that's gonna pop up.
Sick.
So you're coming, right?
You will be there.
I cannot confirm or deny.
You better come.
Everyone will be there for spaghetti.
Once you say the title of the event, you have to come.
The Spaghetti is Ready Fest. That is such a good name. Mind you, we are pretty sure there will be no spaghetti.
Yeah, that's the deal breaker, though.
That is a deal breaker. I told Will. I told him. He was like, yo, the Spaghetti is Ready Fest. And I thought he was kidding, but he was dead. He made a flyer and everything. And I was like, so you're going to have spaghetti at the show? He's like, probably not. I'm like, why the hell are you naming it that if you're not going to have spaghetti? Because I would be pissed if I came to a show and I was expecting spaghetti and there was no fucking spaghetti. Because clearly the spaghetti wasn't ready.
Yeah, it's like writing Cake and Punch on something.
Exactly. It's the South Park situation all over again.
Yep. More people come if you put Cake and Punch on a flyer cap.
It's 100% accurate. More people will come if you put Cake and Punch on a flyer. So and then you get the few group of people that show up. I was led to believe there would be cake and punch here. There's no cake and punch, and they will get up and leave.
Yes, those 3 people will leave.
I guarantee you, there's gonna be like 3 people that come to the show asking for spaghetti. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I mean, at least cook up like some pennies, like something small that you could give away, or even, you know what? Even the Kraft macaroni and cheese little, like the little bowl things.
The things that Will eats everywhere.
We're definitely gonna buy a 100-pack for him for his.
That's literally gonna be Will's birthday present because that's literally all he eats.
That's a good time. That's a good idea.
Yeah, just give him a whole big ass box of Kraft because everywhere we go, that's all he eats is Kraft
boxed food,
like bowls of mac and cheese. It's just like this white powdered dust of mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, I know that stuff. Oh, god damn.
He eats it all the time. It's horrifying.
And he lives in New Jersey, where you could get solid pasta and Italian food.
Well, outside, all right. A little bit of backstory. Outside of tour, Will does eat real food, but
okay, all right.
Yeah, now on tour, he just like everywhere, like whenever we're not home, he eats literally just that. He just called his mac and cheese. Everywhere we see him, he's super stoked about having his bowl of dusty mac and cheese.
Yeah, because all you need to do is add hot water, right? And that's it.
Not even. All you need is a microwave and some water from somewhere. It doesn't have to be anywhere specific. You don't got to tell us where the water came from. You just need a microwave. That's it.
Yeah. Well, some people do granola bars, some do like Nutri-Grain bars, like cup noodles, and then you have Will doing Kraft macaroni and cheese little bite bowls or whatever the fuck they're called.
Dusty cheese.
Yeah, dusty cheese bowls.
Dusty cheese bowls.
That's actually what it is.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing this interview. I don't think we're going to get better than dusty cheese bowls.
Hell yeah, that's definitely a great ending right there for sure.
Hell yeah. So we play out a song to end each interview. So any specific one in mind? Or should I just go with Darkened Gospel?
Hell yeah, Darkened Gospel.
Okay. Here's Hell Yeah's cover of a Darkened Gospel.
I want to hear that.
That would be great.
Hey, you never know.
From a Darkened Gospel.
From a Darkened Gospel.
Darkened Gospel truck.
Drinking beer, smoking weed in my Darkened Gospel. I think that's what you need to do.
That's it.
If that happens, it'll go viral. So let's do
straight
it.
up. All right, we're doing it. It's official.
Yep, you just need to grow out the facial hair, dye it red.
Yep.
We already got that one covered.
Done.
We both have beards. We just need to braid them and dye them red.
You got that. You got that part.
There you go. Get some fake blood or real blood, no matter how crazy you are. Put it all over your face, and there you go.
Yeah, we've done that once, so that's fine. We did that in the Iconoclast music. We put Will in a pool of fake blood, which was great. It was just like we literally said, "Will, take off your clothes, get in this tub, get in this freaky, creepy tub, and just trust us." Like that's literally what happened. It was like, "Will, trust us. It's gonna be dope."
And if it's not, we're just gonna have a good laugh about it.
Exactly. Luckily, it was dope, so it worked out.
Sweet. So I also sent you the my email address in the Skype chat. Did you get that?
Let me check right now. I don't know how to do that from here, but I'm a look. What is this? I don't know what this is. Okay. Wait. What?
Actually, you know what? I don't give a fuck. A lot of people know the address. It's behindthecade@gmail.com.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to shoot that over to you now.
It sounds good. And this should be up, I don't know, sometime soon. I have no idea like when these things actually pop up, but it's sometime soon. I'll definitely be in contact with you or Lucy or whoever.
Yeah, for sure. You said it's Behind the Barricade or Behind the Cade?
Behind the Cade, just like our website, behindthecade.com, but it's behindthecade@gmail.com.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think Behind the Barricade was too long of a title.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. It works. But yeah, just send that over. We'll put that up as the album art, and we're going to have a lot of confused people and a lot of people laughing all at the same time.
Oh, yeah. That's literally all we need.
Yep. That's the purpose of this podcast.
It is, man.
Hell yeah. All right. Enjoy your, what was it, egg with rice?
Homemade fried rice.
Okay, homemade fried rice. All right, enjoy that, and enjoy that, and enjoy the rest of your night.
For sure. You too, dude. Thanks a lot for that, man. For sure.
Thanks
Of course. All right, see you later.
See you, dog.